Today we tackle more of your hobby hot takes, count down the top 5 very early SPA sales, look forward to Halifax, and a whole lot more. Welcome back to episode 408 of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast, presented by our good friends at Upper Deck.
It's your friendly neighborhood hockey-loving goofballs. Welcome to the Gong Show.
Hello, Hockey family. Welcome back to the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast. My name is Josh. I'm here with Baba Louie and California Dave. We are Phil-less. Not Phyllis, like an old lady, but Phil-less, because for the 4,832nd time, he has no power. He has no internet. I fear for my Canadian friends and the stability of your power grid. The dude loses power like many times a month. It's mind-blowing. How is it like 2 tin cans that hold the power together in that country or something? I don't know if you guys talked to him, but he said that you can go look online. He's, as Dave, as you know, because he told me to mention this, that that he lives right next to the arena where the Ottawa Senators play. That Steve Staios the general manager was doing a press conference, and I guess somebody asked, like, I'm going to paraphrase, something to the effect of, Steve, how comfortable are you with the direction of the team? And he goes to give his answer, and the power went out at the arena, and it ended the very, like, Machiavellian or something, I don't know, dystopian.
Power failure. A team power failure.
Yeah. So there's no power in Ottawa, and we have no Phil.
No, Philip.
No,
we will persevere.
Well, what's it now? A lot of times, like when people are like on Zoom calls, or they'll do like green screen in the background, put something fancy. But it looks like, are you at home and have the Wynn Casino in the background, or are you in Las Vegas, David?
Yeah, that's my view right now. Yep, I'm in Las Vegas. So, there you go. Look at that. It's pretty remarkable. The Sphere is right over there, but it's blocking by the shades. But yeah. In Vegas, we had this trip planned to Utah, and so we're like, well, we're driving through Vegas. We might as well stay here a couple of nights and go see some shows. Should be a lot of fun, and nice. Yeah. So here we are in Vegas.
Friday was not Friday. Monday was a big day for you, Dave. What happened on Monday?
What happened on Monday? Oh. No, it was Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday. I'm sorry, Tuesday.
It was Tuesday. So on Tuesday, I officially retired from the field work of my job. So
wow,
field work. I will still be doing like the office end, answering phones, bidding jobs, all that stuff. But because I won't physically be in California, it's going to be very difficult for me to actually show up to the jobs in Stripe parking lots. So I'm officially retired from the field work. My brother will, in essence, take over my clients as far as doing the work. And then as he, basically pays me off over the next few years, then eventually he'll inherit them full time.
Such a sexy secretary you are.
I have no idea how retirement will look different for you, because from what I can observe, or what I've observed, you've pretty much been retired ever since the day I've known you. So I don't... What's going to change? You're going to go on vacations? It's like
there's a saying in our family that says greetings, work really hard, and they also play really, really hard. And so
okay, well, that's good.
We try to live up to that. So as hard as we work, we also try to play just as hard. So good philosophy in life, I feel.
There you go.
Yep.
We need to try that, Josh.
Yeah, I know. We're doing the work really hard thing, but hopefully the play hard comes soon. I have to mention this. I actually called Dave late last night because yesterday I had the opportunity to meet here in Minnesota with a hockey card collector, a guy named Jared, who has a very large collection, and he did kind of the mega Slab Sharks submission with us. Louis and I can't even guesstimate how many cards. It's in the many thousands. Is that not exaggerating, Louis? Or
maybe tens of thousands?
10, 15, 20?
10, 15, 20, something like that. Tons of bangers, right? It was like Christmas morning last night today for Louis and I to go. They're not our cards, right? But it's like you feel like a kid going through all these cards, and we're running around to each other like, look at this one, this is amazing, kind of stuff. The first
Well,
bunch of
you told me you had to put down all of your seats in your car to fit them all in there.
I did.
'Cause there was so many cards.
it was crazy. The first batch of Jared's cards will go live on Thursday. They're starting today in the new Slab Sharks auction, and just wanted to shout him out and thank him for his trust with us and Slab Sharks in submitting the cards. He did a lot of homework, and through that process, been talking to him for a few weeks, helped him review all of his options, because that's what you want to make sure that anyone goes into, when you're going to move a lot of cards like that with your eyes wide open. But ultimately, of course, glad he chose us and Slab Sharks. And if anyone else has a big collection and you just want some advice or, options to sell, or you want to get your questions answered about Slab Sharks, and if you're local in Minnesota or anywhere in the United States, message us and we're happy to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that. Next week is a huge week for us. We are, all of us, including Phil, if there's no power, he might have to Fred Flintstone it to the inaugural Halifax Sport Card Expo.
Yeah.
Well, he is Fred Flintstoning it because he is doing a road trip there.
Because he's too scared to fly? Is that...
Well, who knows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's kind of a spade person, isn't he? And let's call a spade.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's
I don't
scared.
know if it's like the fear of flying as much as
pretty sure.
the fear of being in a cramped space for that long. He did not enjoy sitting in an airplane seat and having the airline stewardess keep telling him to put his leg out of he kept sticking his leg out of the aisle, and they were getting mad that, they couldn't push their cart down. So
he likes to
he didn't like it.
Accuse me of being afraid of everything. And I just don't like scary movies, but poor Phil is afraid of a scary airplane. So no, but I am happy for him because he's taken his fear of flying and manifested it in a good way. He designed a road trip for him and his kid. Regardless, by next Wednesday, all of us are going to be in Halifax for, like I said, the inaugural Sport Card Expo there. It's a part of Canada that I don't think any of us have ever been to. And everything I've heard, it's beyond beautiful. The photos that we've seen are pretty ridiculous. And as a seafood lover myself, I can't wait. Hopefully fresh lobster is what I'm vibing. And
crab legs.
No. Oh, I thought that you're going to be hoping for more like mini corn dogs or something like that, Louis, because isn't that more your speed?
Nope.
Like Dino Nuggets?
I don't know why you would think that. I think that's a pretty stupid joke, but okay. Corn dog,
Louis
mini
Dino
corn
Nuggets?
Yuck.
But we're really going for the show and the cards, of course. And so the inaugural expo runs Friday, July 10th through Sunday, July 12th. The show hours on Friday are 4 to 8, Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday on 10 to 4. It's going to be held at the Zatzman Sports Complex in Dartmouth, not even in Halifax.
No.
Must be like a suburb. And they do have some autograph signers if you're interested in the area. The big one, local legend Brad Marchand, the Rat, will be signing on Saturday. You can get your tickets for the show or autograph tickets at SportCardExpoHalifax.com. And we've been invited to attend by the Expo people and our good friend and Halifax emissary, Brad Hartland, who we enjoy very, very much. Good buddy of ours. And we're also going to get the opportunity to spend a couple days with Brad at Pictou Lodge, which I think is 90 minutes or so north of Halifax.
Something like
something like that. So thank you to Brad for the opportunity to do that. And from our perspective, we're going to be doing a whole lot of content while we're there. We're going to get a PSA update from Brad and his thoughts on the Maritimes getting an expo in an interview at the lodge there. Excited to do that. We'll also record Monday's podcast live together from Halifax in our Airbnb. I think Phil's going to do a show video at some point. And then one more note is Brad messaged me to throw out there for anyone that's traveling to Halifax from out of province to this show, that if you want a chance to win a free ticket to a private VIP industry night that'll be held on Saturday. Reach out to us and we can get your info to him. Maybe we'll get invited. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, are we invited to this private event?
I don't know. Sometimes, but again, I'm very, very stoked for Halifax. How about you guys?
Yeah, since I still have a job, Dave, I'm already checked out. I'm so checked out, ready to go.
I'm excited for a couple things. One, I'm excited for me and you, Josh, to be paired with our Mario Lemieux that Phil is bringing. I am so excited to get my hands. Have you picked which one you want? Do you know which one you want, or are you still deciding?
We'll figure that out.
Or do you want me to pick?
We'll figure it out when we're there.
We'll figure it out. Okay.
Okay.
And then I was extremely, like, when I actually looked at the geography of Halifax, I was shocked that it's so far east. It's like in line with the farthest, like, Caribbean islands. Like, that's how far east it is. I didn't realize it was like it went that far, but it really does. So
it's
really very east.
Add another hour.
It's like
Eastern
AST,
time.
right? I never knew that time zone existed until we knew Sylvan.
So I'll be 4 hours from California time. Yeah, 4 hours difference.
That's cray. Well, and when so Louis and I are leaving because we're all meeting at the airport around the same time. You're coming from California. Louis and I are leaving at 6 a.m. What the heck time are you leaving at?
I'm leaving at midnight on Tuesday night. So I have a red eye and I fly into like New York or something. And then I have like a couple hour layover, 2.5 hour layover there. And then I fly from New York to Halifax. So I arrive around the same time. I just have to leave a lot earlier than you guys. So
we're going to be so much fun on Wednesday night.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough flight.
7:30. Time for red.
I've done one red eye flight. Rebecca and I did a red eye flight when we went to New York to do a trip 7-8 years ago. And I remember when we were done, I was like, I am never doing a red eye flight again. And here I am doing another one. So yeah.
Can you sleep on a plane?
I can. It's not great, but I bought like this. We'll see how it goes. I bought this thing. It like wraps all the way around your neck and it has like a hood. So I'm testing it out. So I'll make my reviews, but apparently, so that way, like, cause you know, the ones where it just like half goes, you have to like lay back like this. You can't lay forward, but this one wraps all the way around. So if your head falls forward, you can still have support and stay asleep. So
does it have a little drool cup or napkin?
It does not, but it does have a cool little hood, so you can just zone out. But
I can
we'll
sleep
be
on
fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I can sleep on a plane, but to your point, Louis, that's 100% what I worry about, and why I don't sleep on planes is that my fear is I'm gonna like wake up and I'm gonna be like drooling and like laying on the person next to me.
Funny.
Yeah, I had one of the last flights I went on. The guy next to me kept falling asleep onto my shoulder, and I kept having to push him over, and he'd wake up, and then he'd fall asleep and just instantly fall right back on my shoulder. It was the whole flight. It was so
Not
annoying.
happening. Nope. I'd punch him. Wake up. You are not sleeping. You're done. Get up.
Yeah.
Cutoff time is over.
Yep.
Josh, you don't drool in the car on the way to Toronto.
No, but I just don't want to like do something weird. I worry about that. So
I don't know. I'm not worried about being wiped out Wednesday. We'll be running on adrenaline once we get there.
well, Dave and I will sleep when you drive up to Pictou.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly. We'll spoon in the back.
Different?
Bring the station wagon.
Yeah, something different. Okay, Gong Show breaks this weekend are on Sunday, not Saturday, because it's the 4th of July. And who wants to, Louis got to watch fireworks, and so do I. And so, we're going to do them on Sunday, and so that people can celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States of America, too. So a pretty big one. And I just think it's a perfect way to end the holiday weekend or keep it going, I guess, whatever your perspective is. Who knows what we'll have in store as far as surprises go. Last week, we had OG Troy hanging out with us, and, we'll see what we have going on. We do have some fun breaks planned. It'll be, I know for sure, me, Louis, Marco, and Tori. Head to gongshowbreaks.com right now to grab your spots, and we hope to see you in chat starting at 7:30 Eastern on Sunday night this week.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of pressure for Dave. because now you got to preview Friday Nights with Phil, and who knows if he'll have power by them. But do you have any idea what is in Phil's twisted and warped and scary mind for Friday night?
I usually find out the same time everyone who's watching live finds out. So I'm sure there'll be a game. I do have awesome mail. Like I have some,
Really?
I'm very excited to share my pickups. And I did think that I was going to be doing this in Utah. And so I brought like my cards with me, but our plans have changed. So I'll actually be doing it home, which is okay because I've had some really nice cards coming this week that I will be able to add to that pile. So Victoria may or may not be there. You know, we usually find out sometime hours before. And when she comes, we'll have her for 45 minutes before we play her nighttime song and tuck her into bed. So.
Oh, so cute.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, lastly, before we get started, we've got a good show today, but it's a reminder that our show, this show, the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast, we are a Patreon podcast. What that means is we do rely on the support of the good watcher on YouTube and the good listener in the universe to help us cover show expenses, produce what we hope to be more and better hockey card content, and then fund initiatives, even in a small way, to grow our hobby. You can support our show for as little as $5 a month. Join our $999 support level tier on Patreon. You get the Future Watch Gonger title. Get access to our Discord exclusive show, Behind the Bench, with our buddy IFC, Neil. We just did another preview episode for him the other day. So if you want to see what that's all about, even if you're not in Discord, you can go to the Gong Show YouTube and check that out as well. We do fantasy hockey, 5K challenge, lots of other stuff. And yeah, if you want to support us, just go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com. Click on the Become a Patron link at the top of the page, or go to Patreon directly, patrun.com. Search for us at Hockey Cards Gongshow. Link in the show description, both YouTube and podcast apps, and our Instagram and TikTok profiles too. Baba Louie.
Yep.
What's the game plan?
Game plan is starting off with get to know your Hall of Famers. Then we'll get into some more hobby hot takes.
Ooh, right.
Then it's some hobby news. After that, we'll touch on some of the top 5 very early 25-26 SPA sales. Then some personal pickups.
All right, Louie, thank you very much. Let's get today's show started with our Get to Know Your Hall of Famers series. We are on a mission to profile every Hockey Hall of Fame player. We started over a year ago with the class of 1945 and have since been working our way to the present day. On Monday, we profiled Bobby Orr, and today we have another pretty big name to learn some more about, Henri Richard.
Henri Richard?
Henri Richard, yep.
I was just doing it for Dave.
Yes, thank you. Wait, is that how you pronounce his name?
Henry? All right, that's not a hockey name. Well, this one should be pretty fun. Joseph Henri Richard lived from 1936 until passing away at the age of 84 in 2020. He was born in Montreal, Quebec, passed away in Laval. Henri played the center position in hockey, was a right shot, played at 5'7" tall, 160 pounds, so I call that Phil size.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bigger than Phil, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like beefy Phil.
Yes.
In a career that lasted from 1955 until 1975, Henri played for one team and one team only, the Montreal Canadiens. In 1,256 career NHL games, Richard produced 358 goals, 688 assists, and 1,046 points with 928 penalty minutes. In 180 NHL playoff games, Henri scored 49 goals, totaled 129 points with 181 penalty minutes. Over his career, he played in 9 NHL All-Star games, won the Bill Masterton Trophy in 1974, was a one-time NHL First All-Star Team selection, a three-time NHL Second All-Star Team selection, and I guess most importantly, he won the Stanley Cup only 11 times.
Oh my gosh. You run out of fingers for all those rings. You start putting them on your toes at that point.
Oh, yeah, you would. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
I wonder when they started getting rings, though.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. That's a good Baba Louie question.
I'll work on it.
Baba Louie.
Yeah.
After his playing career ended, Henri served as an ambassador for the Canadiens. Why you should care about Henri Richard. So Henri Richard enters the story almost unfairly. He's not just a Montreal kid trying to make the Canadiens. He is Maurice Richard's little brother. That meant the bar was impossibly high before he ever played an NHL game. And every early scouting report came with the same question. Is he a real NHL player, or is he here because of the name? His nickname, the Pocket Rocket, tells you almost everything about the challenge he faced. Maurice was the Rocket, the larger-than-life goal-scoring icon, where Henri was smaller, listed around 5'7", but he built his own identity on speed, edge, puck control, and refusal to be treated like a novelty act. Before reaching the NHL, Henri came through the Montreal junior system and showed that he was not just riding the family name. He was a gifted offensive player with great hands, but what stood out was how competitive he was. For a smaller player, he played with bite that made coaches trust him. He joined the Canadiens in 1955-56, which is both a dream and a nightmare. The dream is that he's stepping onto one of the most loaded teams in hockey history. The nightmare is that the room includes brother Maurice, Jean Beliveau, Bernie Geoffrion, Doug Harvey, Jacques Plante, Dickie Moore, and Toe Blake behind the bench. There's no easing into it. As a rookie, Henri did not have to be the star, but he had to prove he belonged amongst the stars. That's a hard role. He's surrounded by legends, but still put up a strong first season and immediately became part of the Stanley Cup winner in 1956. The 1956 Cup is the first of 5 straight for Montreal, and Henri is there for the entire run. Think about that. His NHL career begins with a dynasty already in motion. In the first 5 years in the league, he wins the Stanley Cup.
That is insane.
But he's not just a passenger. He becomes one of the young pieces who helps extend the Canadiens' dominance. One of the best early Richard stories is that he had to earn his trust in a room where his brother was already a god. Maurice's presence could have swallowed him up, but Henri's style was different enough that he slowly carved out his own lane. Maurice was power and intimidation. Henri was quickness, persistence, and playmaking. By the late 1950s, Henri became a key part of Montreal's incredible center depth. Beliveau was a superstar at center, but Henri gave the Canadiens another dangerous option down the middle. That matters because great dynasties don't just have one line, they keep coming at you in waves. During the 5-cup run from 1956 through 1960, Henri learned winning as the normal standard. Most players chase 1 cup their entire lives, but Henri won 5 before he turned 25 years old, and that completely shaped his reputation. He's not just remembered as a guy with 1 peak season, but a player who was wired into winning from day one. In the 1959-60 season, one of the turning points in the Richard family story. Maurice Richard played his final NHL season, and Henri was no longer just the younger brother waiting in the shadow. When Maurice retired, Henri became the Richard, still carrying the name inside the Canadiens dynasty. After 5 straight cups ended again in the early 1960s, it became a different kind of test for Henri. Montreal was still excellent, but the automatic championship years are over. This is where you see that Henri is not merely a dynasty-era accessory. He remained one of the more important players as the Canadiens reloaded. Henri's game was not built on only on scoring. He was a center who could drive play, distribute puck, kill momentum, and compete in hard areas. For a smaller player in that era, that's significant. It was not a wide-open, no-contact league. He had to survive in a very physical NHL, and he wasn't a super big guy. By 1960-61, he posted one of the best offensive seasons of his career, finishing with 73 points. That season helped show the league that he was more than a complimentary player. He could produce at a high level even after the first great Canadiens dynasty of his career had aged out. One thing that made Henri valuable is that he could fit different roles depending on what the Canadiens needed. He could play with offensive players, he could take important shifts, and he could be trusted in late in games. Coaches loved that type of player because he did not need the team built around him to matter or to make a contribution. In 64-65, the Canadiens returned to the top and won another Stanley Cup. For Henri, this was Cup number 6. That's where his career started moving from great Canadiens player to almost absurd territory. 6 cups would be a Hall of Fame resume for any player, but he still had 5 more coming. The 1965 Cup mattered because Montreal was in a new era. Maurice was long retired, Doug Harvey is gone, and the roster had turned over. And Henri is one of the bridges between the 1950s dynasty and the next wave of Canadiens champions. In 65-66, Henri gave one of the signature moments of his career. In Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final against Detroit, he scored the overtime cup-winning goal, I should say, and which is not just a nice footnote. That's a kind of moment that turns a great career into, again, a legendary, not just career in the NHL, but of course in Montreal. The 1966 overtime winner is a perfect Henri Richard story because he was not always the loudest name on the marquee, but he had a way of showing up in the most important moments. On a team filled with Hall of Famers, he still owns one of the defining cup-clinching goals. By the late 1960s, Henri was no longer the kid brother or the young piece. He was a veteran leader on a Canadiens team that was still collecting championships. Montreal won again in 1968 and 69, giving him cups number 8 and 9. The 68 and 69 cups also showed his longevity inside winning teams. A lot of players won early with a great roster and then faded as the teams changed. Henri kept surviving roster changes, league changes, and changes in the style of how the game was played. The 1970-71 season gave Henri perhaps his most famous playoff story. The Canadiens were facing the Blackhawks in the Stanley Cup Final, and in Game 7 was in Chicago. Montreal fell behind, and the building was ready for the Blackhawks celebration. In that Game 7, Henri scored twice, including the cup-winning goal, which is one of the great clutch performances in Canadiens history. The veteran pocket rocket, already loaded with championships, delivered goals in that win, and another one. Right. The 1971 Cup is also important because Jean Beliveau retired afterward and Henri became the captain of the Montreal Canadiens, which is a massive honor in that franchise, especially for a player who started his career as, again, Maurice's little brother, now the leader of the room. As captain, Henri would win one more Stanley Cup in 1973, giving him 11 total, the most of any player in NHL history. It's one of those records that feels almost untouchable because it requires greatness, longevity, health, timing, and being part of the right organization for nearly 2 decades. So he played 20 years and won 11 Stanley Cups.
It's insane. I wonder how much of, his greatness came from just the fact that he never wanted to be a shadow of his brother. And
that fueled him?
Fueled it. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I feel like that fueled him to where he was like, I'm not just going to live in his shadow and I'm going to make a name for myself. And, my brother's retired now and I'm going to continue to carry on our family name and our legacy. And, that type of stuff really fuels people to perform.
Mm-hmm. Well, Henri retired after the 1974-75 season with over 1,000 career points, of course, 11 Stanley Cups, 2 cup-winning goals, and a career spent entirely with the Canadiens. His Hall of Fame case is not built on one monster individual season. It's built on being one of the greatest winners the sport has ever seen and proving that the Pocket Rocket was never just Maurice Richard's little brother. Aww. Okay, let's look at the Henri Richard hobby market really quickly. His rookie card is in the 1957-58 Parker set. It's card number 4. Actually, I think a very nice rookie card. It looks kind of...
It's good.
He's marching down the ice there.
Totally.
PSA 9, highest selling copy, sold for $10,877 US in April of 2018. Then I picked 3 additional Richard Playing Days cards to feature. First one is a 1962 Parkhurst Richard, card number 38. It's a card I don't think that we've shown very. It's kind of
no.
It's very very 60s.
I like it. I hadn't seen this before, or I didn't pay attention to it, but now I'm gonna.
PSA 9 featured on YouTube. Highest seller sold for $500 US in February 2022. Then I picked a card from the 1965 top set, card number 71. Looking a little older, got the kind of chiseled square jaw there. High sellers, another PSA 9, sold for $500 US in December 2025. And then the last Richard card we'll look at is from the 1967 top set, card number 72. I've always liked this. It feels like that they were kind of in a comic book or something like that a little bit.
Yeah.
PSA 10, highest seller, sold for $700 US in July of 2017. And that boy is your Hockey Hall of Famer, Henri Richard.
Good job, Josh.
That's a heck of a career, man.
11 Stanley Cups.
Do we know who has the most Stanley Cup rings? Like he's got to be up there. I don't, like who has the record for the
I think
most?
Beliveau is on the cup the most times because your name Henri as a player has the most, and doesn't Beliveau? I'm totally going off memory, so someone will fact check me or Louis will in the comments. But I thought Beliveau's name's on there 10 times or something like that. But he may be on there like 17 or 18 times when you look at his role in the coaching front office, that sort of stuff.
Right. Okay.
But then they remove layers of the cup too. So it's like,
yeah,
I wonder like what player or person had their names on the cup the most at one time, like where you could actually go on the Stanley Cup and count their name.
Yeah.
But
Richard.
Then you're getting into some real nerd math there. So
yeah.
As players, that's all. That's what came up first, though. Richard 11, Beliveau 10.
Okay.
That you said it. I don't know how to say it without.
Yeah, I mean, I think that has more
Provost
relevance too as a player than a coach, at least in my mind.
Well, I don't know if that'll ever be broken because a lot of these guys that won so many Stanley Cups, you have to acknowledge, was in the original 6 era. And now with 32 teams to win 11 Stanley Cups in 20 years seems impossible.
I think that's ever happening.
No.
Yeah, Beliveau's got it the most though. 10 as the player, 7 as a team exec, so 17.
I mean, 17. Like in football, Tom Brady's the GOAT of all GOATs, and he's got like 7 or something, and it's like it's gonna be hard for anyone to touch that. So
there's too many teams.
Hockey, it's just there's if you got 4 or 5, that would be insane. So
I feel like almost every professional league has a lot more parity too. Like dynasties, well, there are really none anymore. Teams are great for 2 years and then they fade away because of all the reasons now where you have free agency, player empowerment, where they're like, I want to play here, and creating super teams, all that sort of stuff. But
it's hard to create a dynasty for more than a few years without something happening with the core group, and it's tough.
Okay, we're gonna move on to hobby hot take. What?
Not yet. I got to answer your other question here. So back to your Stanley Cup ring thing.
Oh yeah.
It was the first one was given out in 1893 by Montreal, but according to my reading, it didn't catch on. Teams were still wanting to give out other things to the players.
Candy bars and whatnot.
David?
Coupons to the Cracker Barrel?
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you for winning a Stanley Cup. Here's your
NHL
coupon.
began consistently giving out championship rings to Cup teams starting in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Here's your membership to the Cheese of the Month Club. Thanks for
winning. So Henri probably didn't have any rings, but physical rings.
Right.
Now we're on to hobby hot takes.
No.
And we've got something like 20 pretty spicy takes. All these come from the Gong Show Discord. We do it a couple times a month, typically. If you want to get in on hobby hot takes, maybe a reason to join our Patreon and share some of your hot takes, we will read them on the show, react to them, agree, disagree, everything in between. Louis will read the takes, and we will comment.
We will. Let's go. So, Gunther Cards 96. Outburst silver cards need to be short printed and much harder to find than they are now. I can get on board with that. David?
No. I actually like how they're printed right now. They're still feasible. You can get them. You can still pull them if you're opening boxes. That's why they got the red. The red is where the chase is at. So I like the silver outbursts where they're at. I like them attainable as much as they are, but they're still a lot more rare than a PSA 10 Young Gun of that player. So
I like how Josh put it. Josh, you can answer here now because I was kind of following with you, though.
I think I'm second guessing myself a little bit. I don't know. It's hard to know the sweet spot on stuff like this. Like how do you make it where it's you feel like you have a really good chance of hitting one, but it's not too common where it has, feels special when you do. And to me, I guess it makes sense how they do it, right? Where you get one outburst in every box, but the rarity comes from the fact that the checklist is pretty big, right? So it's a 250 card base set with base cards and young guns in a flagship release. And I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? There's maybe like between Young Guns and the Sidney Crosbys and Connor McDavids and Ovechkins, there's maybe 20, 15. So really, those are the odds, right? You're looking for 15 or 20 out of the 250 boxes to hit something big. And if it's not perfect, it has to be close, I would say.
I'm all right with whatever. I like them.
Yeah, I like you said, I think it's a checklist thing. A larger checklist makes more rarity. So I get it. You can hit an outburst silver card in every box, but part of that is it's nice to have a box where you have that guaranteed hit in there. So
I think every box or every product needs to be like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, right? Where you have like three tiers of inserts or parallels where you have like some are like super easy and then like medium hard and then really fun chases. It's like we're going to review Parkhurst on Monday, and I feel like that they've got the card like designs look nice, and again we'll go through those on our next show. But they have like the more common stuff and then the medium stuff, but I didn't see any of the tougher stuff. And I want those liquid gold kind of type chases.
All right, moving on. We're beating this one to death. Iron Ferns, we're going to go with. Ooh. Okay. Flagship E-Pack needs its own dedicated checklist, with physical box prices continuing to climb, and with legitimate chases like debut tags, jersey autos, gold outbursts, OV buyback autos, Makar canvas autos, collectors deserve some level of assurance that every advertised chase actually has a chance of coming from a physical box, regardless of how small those odds may be. There are plenty of ways Upper Deck could separate the releases while making both of the formats more valuable. Make Gold Outburst a physical hobby exclusive. Then create a different E-Pack exclusive 101, such as a Golden Treasure or vinyl style parallel. Give each format its own meaningful chase cards instead of leaving physical box buyers wondering whether the card they are chasing was ever inserted into said physical boxes at all. E-Pack can still be a major asset to the product line without directly competing against or potentially weakening the value proposition of physical hobby boxes. Collectors are not asking for easier pulls. We are asking for transparency and a legitimate chance. Joshy.
I don't know how it feels like an impossible task to satisfy people and make them happy. Like if you set your feelings aside on E-Pack for a second and you look at we talked to Jason Mashra and like, what's the stated purpose? Well, the stated purpose is to give people all over the world accessibility to hockey products if they are not lucky enough to have a hobby shop within driving distance or I guess an air store, right? And so that's, I get the purpose from Upper Deck. And I don't know if it just has to have its own unique products, if maybe that's the answer. But if you're going to put like flagship on both, and they do have E-Pack exclusive products. It's just that we don't tend to care about them as much as the hobby, like the golden, the Outburst Gold Young Guns. What I would hate to see happen, to his point a little bit here, is that for you to have like the Black Outburst 101 that's E-Pack, and now you have two 101s, that doesn't seem great to me either. And it's kind of a weird hybrid approach. There's nothing, it's so unique, right? And unique can be good and it can be really bad at times too. It's kind of a double-edged sword, right? Is that there's no comparison to E-Pack anywhere, but I don't know And actually, Dave, you're a good person to have on here for this conversation because you're one that, of all of us, that's more bothered by cards that end up in e-pack. But I don't know how they could satisfy someone like you without materially changing how the platform works.
Yes. So this is a thing I've gone round and round with quite a bit, with people and in my own brain. Like I get it. I do not like e-pack. I just don't like it. Now I have the privilege of being able to get product whenever I want, however I want. So I'm in a easier position where I'm like, why would I ever buy e-pack when I can just go buy the physical box? And then it's upsetting when you see like a gold outburst 101 of some young gun pulled and you're like, well, there's a lot of people who are entering breaks, team breaks, for trying to hit that card. Now, of course, it's a needle in a haystack, so good luck hitting it in the
Can
first
I ask you a
place.
question about that? And I asked this, I mean,
Yes.
it's like a straw man in it, right? I'm not trying to be, I'm not saying that I believe in this, but so I get the mentality. It's like, well, it feels like to many that you never had a chance at that card. Is it a difference without a distinction though? Like, so let's say there's only physical hobby boxes, right? And I'm in Minnesota and the Outburst Gold 101 gets shipped to Canada. Well, I never had a chance to hit that anyways. So how does that, what's the distinction?
I've heard that argument, and I will
You're gonna reject it?
reject it
Okay.
because it's still in a physical box.
Yes.
Nobody knows where it is, and it could get shipped to Minnesota. It could get shipped to California. It could get shipped to Montreal.
Yeah.
You don't know. When it's in e-pack, there's 0% chance you will hit that card. Zero.
Like a
But if it's in
casino.
a physical box, there is a chance that that box ends up at your LCS. It's a possibility. Though it's slight and though it's low, I've heard the same thing about retail. People are like, well, you can hit cards in retail that are in the, whatever.
Mhm.
But generally speaking, we're not talking about like the big chase cards, right? So I get this take because I'm still like, I still don't like e-pack. I have bought cards on I bought boxes on e-pack. I bought a case on e-pack. I've done the whole e-pack thing. And I understand why it exists. I do not like the idea of creating. That was my first solution. Let's just create an e-pack exclusive. You
Like
get
Fleer
these
Ultra,
cards
right?
and
Keep it on e-pack only.
yeah, keep it on e-pack. They have their cards and their hits and physical boxes. But what that does, it just dilutes the product, and that's not good for anybody either. But let's be honest too. Like, I feel like the way that you can ship and get product now, and I feel like no matter where you live, you can get product.
Mm-hmm.
I think e-pack continues to exist because it has existed for a while and it's a moneymaker. So why would Upper Deck get rid of it? It makes money. So there's no point in getting rid of e-pack. And I just feel like we just have to be okay with it because there's nothing we can do. And then I've thought, well, maybe Upper Deck can at least disclose, like, okay, blah, blah, blah. These are the gold outburst 101s that are in e-pack. These are the ones that are in physical boxes. But then that doesn't really help them either.
Nobody likes that either.
Nobody likes that either. So I don't have a solution. I really don't have a solution for the problem. I'm just in the camp that I just don't like that there are hits in e-pack that I can't obtain unless I buy boxes or go on to e-pack and buy cards or trade cards with other people who have hit them. So
we need to get Louis' thought. But one thing I'll add, though, about your accessibility thing, I think you're 100% right. In North America, with air stores, we can get any box we want. I don't know the answer to this, but again, if I'm trying to look at all the angles here, maybe like if we have a friend listening in Australia or in Norway or something like that, who either has no shop nearby or has to spend $50 in shipping to get a hobby box to them, they might have a whole different perspective on e-Pack at that point. But then you could say, well, that's catering to probably a small percentage of your overall customer base too.
Well, they'd
But
still probably pay
if
that
you're
50
in that,
bucks. They'd probably still pay that $50 then to get their cards 12 months later if they wanted to from ComC, and I'm not going to get into
right,
that part of it.
because
Fair.
they still need, if they want access to their physical cards, it still needs to be shipped somehow. But that would be great if someone in the comments who lives in a place where you technically can't get physical boxes, or you enjoy e-Pack because of X, Y, or Z. That's what the comment section is. I would love to hear that, because I do read the comments. So I would love to hear people's thoughts. I get it. Like, I'm not an e-Pack lover, but it's purely because I don't use e-Pack, and I know there's a lot of people who do.
Mm-hmm.
And there is one good thing about e-Pack. I'll say one good thing about e-Pack. When the prices of physical boxes skyrocket and just go through the roof, you can actually get better deals on e-Pack. So, which is why I bought a case of, Celebrini rookie year, is because, me and everybody else, when Josh blew the news and destroyed all the e-Pack fanatics who were like, hey, you let everyone in on the secret, and now it's all bought out. But a lot of people did that, and we got to enjoy the product at a much cheaper rate. So,
sure. Real quick, then, for me, could be a separate thing. The biggest thing is, like Josh, I don't know how they do it, and it's got so much traction right now that it's not going away. I don't know that it has to be its own separate thing. It could, like you guys were saying, Flair Ultra or some specific stuff could stay in there. I'd be mad. I want access to everything. I think the thing with e-Pack that frustrates me the most, and the reason I don't get on it, is because, like I said before, I'm not waiting forever to get my cards, and then there's some cards I just don't get because they're not physical. If
I
I'm
just pay the
paying for it, I want
expedited
'em.
shipping. It's like, I was on ComC the other day, and I had 2 cards I wanted home, and it was $6.99 to get them maybe before I die, or $9.99 to get them in 4 days. And I'm like,
it's worth the $3.
I mean, that's how ComC's engineered it. Like, Louis will know this. Like, we have the Minnesota Zoo is like very close to our house, and for years and years and years, this is how they, like, when your kids are little and you take them to the zoo, this is how they price it. It's like $80 for your family to go today, or $109 for a season pass. So you're like, well, I guess we'll get the season pass. And of course, you go once anyways.
You never go again. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like the pricing is so ridiculous, where like, that's what ComC's doing. It's like, well, you can do our standard shipping, and maybe you'll get your card someday, or for $2 more, you'll have them in like 6 minutes.
No, maybe is correct, because I did a bulk shipment for $89.49. I was supposed to get them, I ordered them. I did the order in March 7th. I was supposed to get them June 15th. I keep going on there to look how many cards are left and when mine's going to go. I've gone from June 15th to now today, just looking July 4th. Yesterday it was July 3rd. It keeps going farther. You never know when you're going to get them. It's insane.
I think what happens is when you do big orders, because I'm assuming that was like a lot of cards, right? I think they're just coming from a lot of different places, and they just are not very organized. Because I noticed when I do like small orders for like a couple of cards, even with like cheapest shipping, I get them pretty quick. But when there's multiple like a lot of cards, like 15, 20, 30 cards, that usually.
Yeah, my max is 10.
Yeah, it's like.
Oh, yeah, this one's a lot.
I feel like they're pulling them from all over the place, and then it just takes
that doesn't
forever.
matter. It's still a customer's order.
Yeah,
fair.
Well, you can talk to Phil about it. Phil has lots of angry things to say about ComC shipping, paying expedited shipping, and then not getting his cards remotely in time. So yeah,
okay.
It's a problem.
I got another long one here next from Blockhead. His hot take / I called it a rant. People who clean cards, not trim, not color, not change the permanent physical attributes, are doing nothing wrong, and cleaning cards will be an established practice in the next 5 years. This isn't a hot take so much as a fact. Look at every other more legitimate industry. Paintings are restored consistently because there is an understanding that artistic merit and historical gravitas matter more than whiny little basement trolls complaining about pop counts being ruined. Not just paintings, but also comic books. Pressing, dry cleaning, and tape removal are not just accepted practices, but services offered by grading companies. Tell me why your precious 2.5-inch by 3.5-inch piece of cardboard is too good for that. Anyone with more than 5 vintage slabs has to admit they have no clue if their cards have been restored, that they likely own cleaned cards, and not just cleaned using specialized care products, but dunked in some soapy water by an inherent helpful child of the 80s. But the cards mold and change later. Eventually, argument devolves into boogeymans and speculation. 99% of the whining is by people who have made high-value, low-pop cards their entire life. They are bag holders, so of course they don't want things to change. These are the same people who claim use a nylon to wipe a little schmutz when in actuality that is only ever damaging the card further. Once PSA and Co. figure out how to make cleaning a service they can charge for, there is nothing anyone will be able to do, and you will accept cleaning cards like it's never been an issue. We will look back at people willfully slabbing cards with smears, smudges, or pieces of poop tobacco stains on their cards as idiots.
What's a poop tobacco stain?
Like a tobacco stain on the card. That looks like
people
poop.
do tobacco in that area too. I never heard of that.
Check your
I don't know, maybe tobacco from like old cards, like because they came in like tobacco, like cigarette.
No.
So they'd have like a little stain on it, like a brown poopy stain. I'm guessing that's what they're referring
I don't know if you saw this show on Monday, Dave, but when Victoria casually mentioned that, oh yeah, I just have cards and I go and I send them away and they fix them up, and then I grade them and I sell them. And for us in the sports cards world, we were like, what?
Yes, I did see that.
You did what? It's like we would have been canceled forever if one of us had said it. It was just like she was so like naive and casual. Like, well, that's just the thing they do. This is such an oddity about our hobby. I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't. But there's so many people that will do anything they can to get an edge in life and blur the areas of ethics or laws or what rules, whatever it might be. And so I have no doubt that we all have cards that have been helped, we'll call it a little bit. And I guess I don't have a horse in the race. I'm willing, if it became accepted, like in Pokemon, I guess it is, where you just clean them up. And I guess I'd be okay with that. If it's taboo like it is in our hobby, if it remains that way, I should say, then I'm fine. I'll just operate either way. I don't care.
Yeah, I would say, I guess I'm kind of 50-50 because I don't technically have a problem with this. Like, I'm sure I have clean cards, but at the same time, I don't use a cleaning card service before I grade cards. So I don't do it myself, but if I found out I had a card that's cleaned or been, I don't know, ironed out or whatever, and the card is now a 10 because there's no crease or the color's right or whatever it is, I guess technically in my mind, I'm like, I don't really have a problem with it. Like, I'm not like, if that's what the card looks like, that's what the card looks like. And that's the whole point, is they're grading what the current condition of the card is. But at the same time, I don't do it. I don't use the service, and I don't take that extra step.
Isn't cleaning, though, more applicable to vintage and old paper cardboard that have creases, that have tobacco poop stains, whatever those are on them, where you don't see many O-Pee-Chee Platinum cards with tobacco stains on them or creases. to begin with, and so maybe that's part of it. Like if we were
Yeah.
hardcore vintage collectors, we'd feel more passionate about this topic.
I think you're right, because I'm like, it's never on my mind. I've never looked at a card and go, maybe I should clean this card. Maybe I should get it pressed. Maybe I should make sure it's a 10 before I send it in. Like that doesn't even cross my mind. I didn't even think about it. But at the same time, I'm dealing with cards that are 2020 and newer. So I'm not dealing with any vintage cards. I don't really have any vintage cards in my collection. So yeah, that's a good point.
I don't have anything I do this with. I don't really, I honestly, I don't have an opinion on it. I don't go for it. Clean it, do your thing, get it the way you want it and do what you're going to do with it. That's fine. I don't disagree that if somebody can find a way to do it that's reputable and they start doing it, that everybody will just follow suit anyways, because it's a lot of what we do in this hobby. We just kind of follow along.
I think the thing that maybe makes me the most hesitant is we don't know what people are using to clean these cards, and maybe they look great for a year or two, but then it deteriorates or damages the card in the future. So that would be my only concern. Mm-hmm. But, if they've been doing it for 10, 15 years and everything's fine, it seems like that would be okay. But right. I don't know what it's going to do years down the road. And then also one last thing, I do have a problem definitely if you're doing or messing with the auto, like an auto of a card. Like if they're like coming in and being like, I can make that faded auto look better, like that, I kind of draw the line, because I'm like, no, that is the autograph. Whoever put that auto in the sun or whatever, I'm sorry, he signed an acetate card and it faded. That's just how it is. I would have a problem with the altering of an auto.
I think you just illustrated the argument for having the draconian sort of view that the hobby has, where like do nothing is because if you're going to start to allow it, then you have to say, well, where is the line? And you line up 1,000 people and you say, tell me where the line is. You're going to get 1,000 different answers.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
So it's almost easier in a way to have it be very much a no-no.
Taboo. Yep.
All right, next
but
one.
It could change. It could very, very change in the next couple of years. So,
right.
Ed
Lister. I don't care about eye appeal. I don't notice centering or color variations. I can see bad corners and creases, but I don't understand centering.
Sorry, what?
Ed, you're drinking. No, just kidding. Hey, to each your own, man.
Well, here's what I don't get about Ed's take, and peace and love, Ed. Thank you for contributing. And it is a very spicy hot take. But isn't the definition of eye appeal how good a card looks to you? And when you say I don't care about how good a card looks, then what do you care about?
Well, okay, let's take into account, what does Ed collect? Ed collects Young Gun cards. And I don't think he started collecting Young Gun cards back when centering and coloring and there's an eye appeal. So for him, he looks at like corners and creases, he sees that. But like centering on a Young Gun card, you can't really tell whether it's centered or not unless you put them up against other Young Gun cards. So maybe that's the reason why he doesn't really care about quote unquote eye appeal, because eye appeal is more for vintage cards and not more of what he is collecting, which is like the modern Young Gun cards.
Or he's colorblind like me and can't really pick out all the color variations, so it doesn't matter.
That's true.
Everything's blue for Louis.
Mm-hmm. It's like my ring video, how everything's purple.
Why is every card blue?
Why are the trees purple? And why do you always wear purple pants? And everyone has purple hair. I'm like, it's the video. I don't know. It just has a weird purple tint. And I Googled how to fix it and it didn't work. So it's just purple forever.
Purple.
Everyone's purple.
Swifto Jr. Following up on the McDavid equals Trout, because it didn't seem like the guys follow baseball too closely. Okay, Swifto. Trout was a 3-time MVP and an 8-time All-Star through his age 27 season. He lost age 28 to the COVID season. After returning at 29, the injuries started. With no championship legacy to hold up his values, the decline in value started. Remember, only 5 teams made the playoffs in MLB until 2022, with 2 of the 5 playing a 1-game play-in, much tougher than the NHL. McDavid is a physical breakdown away from seeing his values cut in half. Stay frosty, my friends. Go ahead, Dave.
Wait, so is he saying that?
He's saying Trout never got anything, got too old, got hurt, done, market tanked.
Well,
McDavid's
I think
hurt.
some people like to make like a Barry Sanders or Ken Griffey Jr. comparison to McDavid, and I think he's throwing a counterpoint into that's saying that you could also make a Trout comparison as far as like legacies of players that have never won championships, or he's just trying to bait me into getting another video made about me again. So,
Well, there's
or
another
all the
question
above
for that later.
I hope it's all of the above. I mean, my whole take on this entire thing is McDavid is who he is. He's the greatest hockey player in our generation, and skill-wise, maybe the best of all time up to this point. And he's always going to have really strong values. And if he wins a cup, it'll be even stronger. I don't think he's going to just tank and plummet in price if he never wins a Stanley Cup. But I also believe it can only help by him winning a Stanley Cup. And he needs that to secure his legacy. He needs it to secure his hobby value. And I think if he does that, then his prices won't fall, but they're not going to tank.
Sure. Well,
What was that?
that was Josh.
Dolphin?
before
I didn't hear anything.
Before Josh answers this and gets a reel made out of it, just from the last sentence, McDavid is a physical breakdown away from seeing his values cut in half. Everybody is a physical breakdown from seeing their game over, season over, everything tanking. So we just hope that nobody gets hurt. Sorry. It sucks that Trout did because he was awesome to watch.
Yeah, but Bobby Orr played 9 seasons before he physically couldn't play anymore. And he sells as the greatest defenseman in NHL history.
Says who?
Says Card Ladder.
Oh, please.
Wait. So you don't think Bobby Orr is the greatest greatest defenseman in NHL history?
I think it's going to change sooner than later.
Oh, Quinnesota?
No. Nobody's the greatest forever.
What I'm saying is Bobby Orr's could have played 20, 25 years if he physically could.
Sure.
Yeah.
But he only played 9 seasons. McDavid's already played that
10.
many seasons. He's played 10.
Yeah.
So if tomorrow McDavid gets hit by a bus and can't physically play hockey anymore, I don't think his card values are cut in half. I think his
No, but that's different.
Well, I
Getting
thought
hit
you
by
just said that if McDavid, because you're saying if anybody like physically can't play anymore, then their card values will be cut in half. I think there are a lot of players that would happen, but I don't think it would happen with McDavid.
Fair, you win. Josh?
Okay.
I'm worn
Do I
out
get it?
talking about McDavid.
Good.
Wait,
Hey.
no, you need to talk because we need
No.
another video on you.
No, he'll get his chance again in a little bit here.
There'll be more opportunity.
Philadelphia, Flyer Graham. Oh, thank God. Thank you for this short hobby hot take. Game debut patch cards are mostly glorified napkin cards. Josh.
I 100% disagree. I think that there's that, and I'm actually shocked to the degree, not like in a like I'm mad about it. I'm just generally surprised that we now have. Yes, it's a napkin patch, but it's the first product. But it's from the jersey they wore in their first NHL game. I think that makes it incredibly significant. Incredibly significant. I mean, I would rather have a white napkin patch from their debut game, or their debut game, whatever is that, than like the oil drop from a jersey they wore for 4 seconds on draft night.
Sure, I agree.
I agree with you. I think that they're obviously not a glorified napkin patch. They have the date. My question is, when we start seeing the game debut patch cards,
Yeah.
when those drop, I think that these debut game jersey cards are going to maybe drop dramatically.
Dramatically.
Dramatically,
Words are
there it
hard
is.
on this show today.
It's one of those.
Hey, I thought Phil
Dramatically.
wasn't here.
But here's like my analogy on this, and I get it. This is human nature to do, but let's say that we had a European vacation. We're going to go to 5 different countries. Like
Okay.
these jerseys are probably going to be in 4 or 5 products, and we've gone to the first country is going to England, then we're going to France and Italy and all then places, Germany after that, right? Well, we're like judging the entire trip after the first of 5 stops. I think that we need to kind of see how this plays out, and then see the big picture and all this, and then it either makes sense or maybe it will, like for Philadelphia Flygram, it will never resonate for him, which is great.
Well, to
Like,
Dave's
yeah.
point, though, if you get the debut patch card with a logo, anything, something in it, of course that's going to be better. But at least I or anybody that cares can still get a debut napkin patch card if you want to. First game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point. It's the whole accessibility and affordability is that if it was only like a monumental patch where there's one and they're $100,000, of course we all like those big aspirational chases, but for a couple grand, which is still a lot of money, I get it, but maybe $2,000 is your hobby grail, the most you'll ever spend. And if you're an Islanders fan, you can get a card with Matthew Schaefer's auto and a piece of jersey for his debut game. I think that qualifies as a hobby grail for most people.
You think their shields from these jerseys are going to be the shields in the cup?
I think it's going to be ultimate, and I think the cup's going to have different patches. But that's my guess. It'll be either cup or ultimate. And then where I'm pretty convinced it's extended, cup, ultimate, and I have not heard anything, but I'm curious if it would be one more product. Like,
Well,
so
I
if you
would
guys had to
think-
guess, like what product would it be? Premiere,
Tableau.
maybe?
Tableau.
But that's like a photo. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. They might,
Maybe.
they're hyping it up like it's going to be something crazy awesome. So
That would be a way to help it
to
get off the
promote
ground.
it. Yeah, for sure.
Irish Flyers collector.
Who?
Neil.
Never heard of him.
Nope. More and more. I feel like I've noticed a trend, and I can't tell if it's because these teams are winning or if the NHL's preferred destination cities have changed. There was a time players chased the big, historic hockey markets, Toronto, Montreal, New York, Chicago, where the pressure was high. The spotlight was brighter, and winning made you a legend. Now, more and more players seem to prefer warmer climate cities like Las Vegas, Florida, and Carolina. Less media pressure, less public scrutiny, lower taxes, better weather, more anonymity. Feels like the modern NHL player values lifestyle just as much as legacy. Not saying it's wrong, just saying the league could be changing. I can't argue with it, but I think it's sad, but I don't blame them either. I mean, once you've been playing for a while and are established, if you want to try to move or get traded, whatever, go for it. Have at it. But I don't know. This is a sticky subject.
I hate that politics is involved.
Yes.
At any level, and I say that giving
That was
no
my
opinion
sticky
one way or
subject.
the other. I just hate that it's involved in general. I hate that it feels like it's infringing and encroaching on every aspect of life. It's like I want a simpler time when we could compartmentalize a little bit better. Maybe that's a selfish perspective. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, and there's listen, we've been to Canada a bunch. We've seen what Phil tells us what you Canadians pay in taxes, and God bless you. You give away so much of your money to help your country and your government. But if you can go and get a massive, who was it, Louis, that you were saying going? Oh, Brady Tkachuk. He's got like a $1.5 million raise just on a tax benefit.
Correct.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I think players, I think there's obviously a lot of motivations of why certain players choose certain cities to play in. Obviously, weather is one of them because, comfort. I think most people are trying to win a cup, and so they're looking for the team that's most likely going to give that to them. And a lot of times it's not some of the Canadian teams or the big highlight teams, the big six teams. But look at Panarin. I mean, he just joined the Kings. Literally, he admitted because he liked their jerseys. Like he rejected teams because he didn't like their jerseys, and he really liked the Kings jerseys.
I don't know if
And
I'd
he
want that on
wanted
my resume, like that was the reason. But and I think part of it too that we have that enters into this is the whole player empowerment era
Yes.
type thing too, because so players now have control where they play, and there is sort of, you can't have league collusion, but you can definitely have player collusion. You go to the Olympics, you get with your buddies, you get on group chats, you talk, hey, oh, we should all play together. Oh, wow, we can actually kind of demand where we want to play. Where should we play? Well, I can freeze my butt off in February in St. Paul, Minnesota, or how does Sunrise, Florida sound? It's like, I mean, listen, I love Minnesota. I'm a proud Minnesotan, but
Or Tampa or Texas.
yeah, it's not, let's not be dumb here either, right? And so I think that nobody would want to go to the Florida Bermuda Triangle of the hobby if they were thought, well, it's just going to be me and not have other good players. But if I can get 4 of my all-star buddies to come with me, and we have nice weather and we have no taxes, and we're not in the media meat grinder that we might be in some Canadian cities, it's kind of, it makes sense.
I think
Well,
you're
and
just
as time go-
making NHL players, you're just calling them soft now. They're getting softer.
But also, as time goes on, history gets quieter and quieter. And so the legacy of these teams to these up and coming stars,
Fair.
they don't know as much about the legacies of some of these teams of Montreal and Toronto. And so to them, they're not going, oh, I can play for the Montreal Canadiens. What a dream. They didn't grow up learning about the history and learning about, all the amazing Hall of Fame players that lived there and played there and grew that market. And so,
well, it's been 33 years, and I'm not trying to knock Canada necessarily. Like, listen, my school that I graduated from is the University of Minnesota. I'm a Golden Gopher through and through. Our hockey legacy is slipping right now, and I can go rest on the laurels of how we dominated college hockey for decades. We're not right now, and so yeah. I mean, I think that as every year goes by, that the Gophers are not winning national championships, that sort of the shine of our legacy gets duller and duller.
Yep. I think that's happening. Yep.
Minnesota Sports Card Junkie. SP Authentic needs to be retooled into a one-pack product. Improve the inserts. 2 to 3 autos. 1 brings a feature watch auto at minimum. Base cards matter. Or base card matters. One of the two. I think he means base cards matter. The gang will hate me, but there's far too much waste with all the base. I saw a lot of SPA the other day. And I think I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to agree with Josh, but I'll let him expand on that.
Oh,
I do. One would be good.
I don't know if it should be one pack or, well, actually I'd prefer that it stayed multi-pack, but I think it definitely needs a reconfiguration, or to be retooled is actually a good word that Tori used there. That it's not just the base. I don't see the base as the problem. I think it's the inserts and parallels that are, you get, a lot of packs, you get maybe like a red limited or like, and there's not a lot of color. Like it's kind of like monotone a lot of the packs get. There's nothing that really jumps out, and maybe that is a little bit on purpose because SBA is kind of like that museum sort of minimalist, kind of elegant sort of approach to it. But I think if they didn't want to change that, it probably would be better as a one pack product. But part of me feels icky saying that because I think like through breaking and that, like that's kind of where the hobby's going, and I do feel sort of the urge to protect multi-pack products.
Sure.
I do not think it should be a one pack product. I think it should be more of like a 6-pack product. There is too many packs in it, and it does need to be completely retooled. I don't care about your red parallel or your red Future Watch parallel or your, I don't know, all the other random inserts. They're not interesting. The designs aren't great. It's the same ones we're seeing over and over again. And you literally open all of those packs to find out what 2 autos you hit, or maybe a third one. And then you might, in a, one box in a case, get lucky and hit like some kind of short print.
The worst is when your Future Watch autos in the first pack.
Exactly. So like you open, so there's how many packs? 12? Is it 12 packs?
Pack first.
I think it's 12, right?
12.
And so you open a lot of times with the, and you don't know what like the configuration is, but the last box I opened, the first pack had my Future Watch auto. The second pack had my second auto.
Ugh.
Now I have 10 packs left. And it's like, it was like boring. And I was like, sure, I might hit another auto, but generally when you have 3 autos, you're not.
Yeah, you don't want 3 autos because then you're going to get, yeah.
And so it's kind of like, I'm maybe hoping it doesn't make opening all the rest of the packs fun. Or when you're opening, you're like, okay, there's a crappy pack, get rid of that one. There's a crappy pack, get rid of it. And you just keep going until, okay, here we go. We have our pack. So less packs would be better in my opinion. And it just needs a complete, as Tori said, retooling. Just rehaul the whole product. Keep the Future Watch autos, keep the sign of the times, keep what's working, but just retool the inserts and let's shake it up. It's you look at almost every single comment in a couple of the videos that I posted, and everyone's saying the same thing. Everyone wants to see a refresh. Everyone says it's overpriced and it's you get crushed on boxes. So let's make it a little better.
And it actually might already be in the works because Upper Deck has been doing a lot of retooling with products these past couple of years, and by and large, they've done a great job. And so maybe they're snickering listening to us speak right now.
Maybe.
Mad Dog Nav 78. For the love of God, it's Outburst Red, not Red Outburst.
I am very excited. Evan. I get you. I get what you're saying. And I admit I am quote unquote guilty of this. But here's the thing. I'm not an English major. But from what I was taught in the 8th grade, you have noun and adjective. The adjective describes the noun. The adjective comes before the noun in the English language. Mm-hmm. So if the outburst is the noun, is the proper name of the card, and it's a red version, and red describes that particular outburst, it would be red outburst. That's the proper English way to say it, right? And so if Upper Deck named it Outburst Red, then they named it improper English. And because I'm so prepper, when I say it, I try to be correct and not disappoint my middle school teachers.
I have never once called it Outburst Red. I've always called it Red Outburst.
Am I wrong though? I mean, I get it. None of us have a master's in English. But
I don't know. It doesn't even sound right. Outburst Red. I don't know. They're both fine. I just, tomato.
I love how much it bothers Evan though. I mean, not that I'm happy that it bothers him, but I love people that get very passionate about details.
Yes. Evan, you drive this force too. Like, do not listen to us. You correct everybody all of the time.
I'm gonna make Evan a t-shirt.
Yes. Make him a Red Outburst t-shirt and just say Outburst Red, not Red Outburst. That would be amazing. Like a picture of his face, like with his fist. with the red outburst. That would be
Yeah.
amazing. You need to do that now.
That's why it's dumbass, not ass dumb.
Yes.
Evan,
Exactly.
I just said I call it whatever I call it, however it comes out of my mouth, but 90% of the time, it's a red outburst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that journey for him, though. I want him to continue.
Good luck, Evan.
Yes.
Matthew Pime. Not
Oh, you got it
Prime,
right. Good job.
Pime.
Time. Yes.
Hobby hot take. Bobby Orr cards are on fire since he was featured on the Gong Show's Get to Know Your Hall of Famers segment.
These
Take it away,
these,
Josh.
these statements make me uncomfortable. I don't. I really, 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 really don't think we have that degree of impact. I don't want to have that degree of impact, and so I'm going to pretend that it's not possible.
What do you think, Dave?
I
think we
have
did
not
something?
bought any Bobby Orr cards since the Hall of Fame segment, so it has not affected me.
I thought I did a good job.
Maybe it has affected a lot of other people. Well, you just said you feel uncomfy.
I know, but
Making-
here's like
making you
the
feel
crazy thing about this hobby, though. It only takes one person to. Have you guys ever thought about that? Like how one person can have a, like, let's say somebody who is maybe like borderline personality disorder, is a little unhinged, makes rash and nonsensical decisions. I don't know anyone like that. You guys might know who maybe will get like hot on a player and say it's like, well, I like Maurice Richard, and and where the card sells for $400 and this person might pay $800, and now, you know, maybe it's a blip in the radar, but that has the potential to shift the market, and any one of us can do that at any time.
Yeah, I mean that's why Shane Pinto cards were selling at a going rate of $5 for so long, and now said person stopped buying them and they've dropped back to their correct rate of $1.
Wait, we're talking about Chandler, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. All right. The Niche hockey cards. Upper Deck should have a standalone product called Update. The entire checklist would be update cards from all of its products. Well, the Niche, that would be the biggest cluster F I've ever heard of in my life, but let's do it. I'm in.
I don't like it.
Updates, inserts. Yeah, let's just it's just like it's like when you were young, maybe you still do it now, and you go fill up your fountain drink. What do they call it? I think it's a bad name.
Oh
but
yeah, you put every flavor in.
every flavor in there.
That's so disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let her buck.
They
I
call
think
it
it's called
that,
like the kamikaze or something.
Yeah.
isn't that the whole like dirty soda thing that I don't get at all? And I keep asking my kids, like, because have you guys noticed that everyone serves dirty sodas now?
Is that what a dirty? I never knew what a dirty soda was.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
just
what
like
it is?
soda with like a Coke with crap added to it.
Oh,
Well,
I didn't even realize that's what it was. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan. I did get a dirty soda poured over my head once. That
That's
was not
personal.
fun. Yeah. Story
I
for
understand where the niche is coming from, and my question would be how many people would like this product, and because I think like it's funny, I answered these questions like a couple days ago as we're working on the show, and then you think about it more and more, and the thought that occurred to me was, when was the last time I opened a box and got an update card and I was happy about it?
Yeah.
Even if it's a
But-
big name, because you're buying that year's set and you kind of want that year's cards, right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It would create maybe some buzz because like you open a pack and they're all hit cards. Like there's not base in it.
well, there you
It'll
go.
be-
Now you can
update
take some
base
cards. Now you can take some cards out of SPA. Those updates can go into its own thing. Now we've removed one.
Or like, what is? Let's think about the law of unintended consequences. Then you hit like a Connor McDavid auto banger out of update product, and people lose their mind that it wasn't an SPA in the first place.
Well, you should have bought the new update product.
Where the reality is, updates exist because athletes don't return the autos on time. I mean, that's really the reason.
Mike Madonna.
I get it. Like I get that it is annoying to hit an update card, or it can be annoying, but there are quite a few really nice update
Fair.
cards and products. I mean, just the set that I am currently on the prowl for, the 8-card La Collection that Phil doesn't like me saying, set, there's 8 cards in the checklist and only 3 of them were in the original 23-24 product, and the other 5 are in 24-25 Ultimate Collection. So, I would not mind hitting one of those.
I just got the best idea. So when we get our Mario Lemieux La Collection cards, or however you say it, let's hold them in our hand the entire weekend and say the name repeatedly in American Butcher style and see what happens.
Everyone is so mad at us. They're like, you are not allowed to own these cards.
See if Phil explodes at some point and it's just like splatter on the walls. Or
every single time I say it, he goes, stop, don't say it. You can't say it.
Rally SC. All base Young Guns should go in either Series 1 or Series 2. Save extended for Canvas Young Guns and novelties. Dave.
You would create a smaller checklist. And I get it. But I do think that when you're buying flagship, you expect to pull Young Gun cards. And so if you're and I get it, you're still pulling quote unquote Canvas Young Guns. But if you actually look at the value of Canvas Young Guns, they are not as valuable as the regular Young Guns cards over time. And so, it's kind of like how they put the draft day cards in extended. No one wants to hit a draft day card. They want to hit a regular Young Gun, even if it's a crappy name. So I would rather hit the crappiest extended Young Gun card than hit the Matthew Schaefer.
How did you feel about the first round picks card where it was an NHL action shot? Was that better for you? Like
they're better. They are actually better. So I'm taking that back. I would rather hit a Matthew Schaefer first round draft pick card in the new design. But if you go back to the old design where it's like the portrait of their draft day, I would rather hit the crappiest Young Gun than hit the best draft day first round rookie card, whatever it's called. So
see, I'm so unique in this whole conversation because there's some people that I just don't think it's kind of like EPAC, right? That will just never get on board with extended, and I get it. And checklist ish aside, as a product, I extended is my favorite. I just think it has the most interesting card. Like if you took the checklist out of it, the names out of it, and just looked at like what cards are included in the product and all the different chases, I like extended a lot. The one thing having extended with Young Guns does is it opens the door, not that it gets, but like for the Zeev Bium thing where now there's an opportunity to do a second Young Guns and a Nux card, or if there's some like very late debut person where to kind of get their rookie in that year and not have like a Michael Bunting situation or something like that. But I feel this is another one where you're either kind of on the bus with extended, and if you're off, I don't know. Well, I guess here's the way I'll put it. If the last 2 years of extended haven't made you a fan, I don't think there's anything they can do.
Yeah,
true.
I think this year's extended. I don't even think it's close. This year's extended is by far the best extended they've ever done.
And last year was by far the best extended they had done before that.
Correct. I mean, even like you said, just that little alteration of the pictures for the first round rookie cards, that made a massive difference.
4 Nations, how big of a chase.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Those are the debut jerseys. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. I just bought a Red Outburst 4 Nations card.
So, boy.
Yep. You'll get to see it next Friday. Not this Friday, next Friday. Just get email. Little teaser.
Rob from Discord. AM34 will win a cup before McDavid. Rob, Kaprizov, Heischer, the list goes on, will win a cup before McDavid.
Okay, I like questions like these because I think
So
they're
do I.
fun. Let's say that you were forced for some reason, you had to take the entirety of your net worth or retirement savings and go to the win in the background there and put a bet on who will win a cup first, McDavid or AM34. Where would you guys put your money on?
I'm going with McDavid, and I'll tell you why. AM34, he's got better pieces now. I think Toronto will be back in the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to win a cup in the next couple of years. I think McDavid gave Edmonton a 2-year, let's see if you can win me a cup, and then I'm going to go win a cup with someone else. And I think if it doesn't happen in Edmonton, which I don't see it happening, I think his entire next team is going to be the team that will win him a cup. Mm-hmm. And I think he will go there, and I think he will win a cup with that team if he doesn't get it done in Edmonton in the next season or two.
Now that's exactly my take on this hot take. If he stays with Edmonton, somebody else is getting it. AM34 will get it before that. Once he leaves, can't wait to see where he goes because it just gives me those, oh my gosh, these guys might actually pull.
Isn't Matthews just as big of a threat to leave as McDavid, though?
Yeah. And guess who's in the mix for one of each of them in the next 2 or 3 years?
I think.
Would you guys be shocked if Matthews was in Florida 3 years from now?
Oh, jeez.
Not happening.
I could see. You know what? I actually, if I were to guess where Matthews would end up, first pick would be Utah. It'll be close to his Arizona home roots, and Utah has a fun, exciting young team. So that would be my guess for Matthews.
Does anybody
McDavid,
care about hockey in Utah?
I don't think McDavid will be the highest paid player anytime soon. He won't be the highest paid player until he wins a cup. He will take a massive pay cut to go to a team where he can get a cup. That's the only thing he cares about right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to answer this, and I'm going to start with a very short and tiny preamble, which is, again, I'll put this in the realm of human nature, but I do find funny. It's with all my kind of the hubbub on me and McDavid. It's like when you say things that are triggering to people, which I obviously have, what happens in those cases is you can say, like, you can make 10 points, and the only thing that ever gets referenced is the 1 point, right? Where I think I've been very consistent, where I think McDavid is maybe the most talented player ever. I actually do think he's going to win a Stanley Cup. All I ever said is that it's super important to his legacy that he does win one. I never said I was rooting against it or I didn't think it was going to happen. And for that reason, I still do believe he's going to win.
You know what it is about McDavid? To him, winning a cup is everything and nothing else matters. AM34, of course he wants to win a cup. Every single player wants to win a cup. You just know that it's eating McDavid alive more than any other player in the NHL. And I think just because of that, he will find a way to get it done, and he will find a way to get it done before someone like Matthews. My guess.
Fair enough. Ben, since rookie signatures get worse every year, Future Watch auto cards will become more and more unpopular and lose value eventually. Josh?
What's the proper way to frame without being hyperbolic or an alarmist on the state of rookie autos? Is it a crisis at this point? Is that overplaying it? Or because I don't want it. I want to be like fair to the situation. And I've dubbed this, and if you've seen like our thumbnails, that this is kind of a thought that's crystallized with me over the last few weeks, that we're in the scribble era. Most of these are not autographs in my mind anymore. They're scribbles. And I think that there is a distinction between the two. Mm-hmm. I want to say too that this is not a fault of Upper Deck. I don't know what they can do about it. You can't force somebody. Yeah, I mean, but again though, like, I think the risk of happening is that if the players take or put less and less care into signing their name, that collectors will care less and less.
Yep.
And it kind of goes hand in hand. And I loved, like, when we had, and I think I just mentioned this recently, but sorry, I'll say it again. When we had Trottier on our show, and he talked about when he was signing autos next to Mickey Mantle, and Mantle talked to him about the importance of putting care in your signature and how meaningful that is. And, I think like that's, and maybe Upper Deck is doing this, maybe they're doing it to no avail. It's not, as we've talked about it sort of ad nauseum, that we as human beings do very little handwriting anymore, where when we're all old enough, where in school we had to predominantly handwrite. And we also had textbooks, and we had to cover with the grocery bags, and we would sit and practice our signature on it. And that's the part that kind of blows my mind, because I was not even remotely, I wasn't even 1,000 miles away from being a good enough athlete to be a professional athlete. And I think I signed my name 100,000 times practicing my autograph.
Well, and here's the other thing. You had a checkbook, and you had to sign your name. You wrote checks. My kids don't know what checks are. They don't know what a check is. They don't have a checkbook. They don't need a checkbook.
My kids can't sign their name in cursive. They print it.
No, that's the same with mine. When I'm like, hey, grandma sent you a check for your birthday, you got to sign the back. They just print the name. There's no.
But there's that part of it, which is true. But then it's very obvious that they're just going like, they're like, right? It's they're trying to. And again, I get it too. To sign 999 Future Watch autos, like, we should actually do that I bet you that, like, our hands would get very cramped, and it would be a miserable experience.
Chandler did a video. He did a reel.
Oh, he did that. I remember that.
He signed 999 cards just as an experiment. And he said it was miserable. Like, it was so hard. So
what do they get paid to do it, though?
They do get paid to do it. But, like,
yeah.
I mean, come on.
The video of Ovechkin signing, that what were they saying? They said there was like, I can't remember, like 2,000 cards or something he was signing all at once. And it's just like, that's a lot of time. And Ovi doesn't have the greatest signature. So he's got kind of
he's pretty signature. And so in some ways, right, it does also create an opportunity on the other hand, where I do have 2 Ovi autos. And that's weird. It's like I just bought a patch card. It's like, what's happening to me? In the 2 Ovi autos I bought recently, part of the reason why I bought them is I think they're very nice Ovi autos. So it does kind of create a little bit of rarity or importance or significance around specific cards when you can say, okay, here's an Ovi auto card and look at it. It's a nice auto compared to the kind of scribbles that he does a little bit too on most of or a lot of the cards that he signs. But you getting back to the Ben's take here, I think that if that the quality of the autograph matters, it really does, and the trend is concerning, and it's going to impact how much people want those cards, and that will affect value, won't it?
Yeah.
I've already bailed on Snuggerud. I was going to collect his stuff. I wanted his cards until I started looking at a bunch of his Future Watch autos and patch autos. His autograph is utterly pathetic, and I wouldn't have given him $1 to do it. You know what these cards look like, even Sign of the Times. There's a spot to sign your card. It's plenty big. And half of the time, he can't even get it in the white spot to sign the card. It's like, come on. It's got to stop at some point. You got to be like, this isn't worth it. You're ruining my product is how I feel by just not caring.
So Louis, if you feel that way, then there's obviously other people who feel that way. So yeah, it's happening already. It's been going on for many, many years where, you know, you look at someone's autograph like Sidney Crosby and you're like, man, his auto is so nice and so beautiful. And maybe that's, you know, partly why he sells more than Ovechkin is just because his auto is just so.
Well, I think it matters, you can't just go like be flippant about that. And there's an impossible saying to live up to, but I think I have this thought in my head almost every day. I think about it multiple times because it's something that I aspire to, and I think that in life the details matter, and it's how you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah.
Right. And so when that's a good reminder, I tell myself is that, you know, if I cut some sort of corner or do something like that, that's a reflection of who I am as a person. Yeah. And that becomes part of how people see me as a person. So I constantly, and like I said, it's almost impossible to live up to that standard. Mm-hmm. And so I certainly don't, but, you know, or if like, you know, and it's like, do you leave like a mess in your bathroom or something like that? Right. It's how you do anything is how you do everything. Do you make your bed in the morning? That sort of, those sort of like discipline issues. And I don't think it's easier for Sidney Crosby to sign his name like that than it is for somebody else. But I think that's part of why Sid is who he is and is as successful he is, because the details matter to him. Yeah. And he recognizes that it's important. So he takes the time, care, and attention to sign his name in a way that makes it truly special to get a Sidney Crosby autographed card.
Which player still eats chicken breast and vegetables, and which player drinks Coke on the bench? And just look at their autos and tell me which one does which, you know?
All right. Well, I'm going to move on because this one will get me fired up. I went on an hour rant with Tori yesterday about this, and I'm just fed up with it. Blockhead. Ivar Stenberg will win the Calder, Art Ross, Conn Smythe, Stanley Cup, take Celebrini hype, then doubles it. Takes Celebrini's hype, then doubles it. Now for the hot take. He changes his auto from the first to a lone I. A single line. It wouldn't matter. People would People would still pay thousands to line up for him to sign. That's the future. Lines and dots are the errant squiggle. We will yearn for the day of an Ovechkin signature.
I sense sarcasm.
Right.
I'm not a genius, but I do sense sarcasm. I love how he says Ivar Stenberg will win the Calder, Art Ross, Conn Smythe, Stanley Cup, take Celebrini's hype, doubles it, and now for the hot take.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Stenberg to go there.
I mean, we kind of just
made me laugh.
Talked a lot about this, though, you know.
SSDT.
So, I think we're more in the camp that it does matter. I mean, to certain people, it won't matter, but to a lot of people, it does matter. Yeah. And the carrying the autograph does matter.
Irish Flyers. Who the hell is this guy? 2 and 1? Wow. All right. Inscriptions are overrated. Don't get the appeal of paying extra for them to write something. 100% agree with you. 120% agree with you. Especially a date. Big deal. Sorry, go ahead.
I believe he's referring to, because we had a big group text about it, was the Caulfield inscription.
Yes.
I am on the camp that I freaking love inscriptions. I think it adds to the card. I think it adds a uniqueness to it. I would definitely pay extra. I remember when the Rangers set came out and all the inscriptions, everyone had their own personal inscription, and I thought that was really cool. Mm-hmm. So I would definitely be one who likes them, would overpay, or not overpay, but pay more to have an inscription. I just think it makes it cooler.
Now, Josh, before you jump in, I agree, but it depends on what it is.
I get it with the date. Like, it's like, who cares? There's just numbers. That's not that much of an inscription. But what that date does is it takes a 1,000 card set and makes a 50 card set of that card.
And it doesn't have to be a date. I guess it could be something
creates
cool.
rarity. But yeah.
Like Ellie, my daughter's obsessed with Kevin Fiala. I got her a black Sign of the Times Fiala card, autoed and inscribed, because we always used to say, you know, somebody got Fiala'd, so he's got in parentheses Fiala'd on there. That's cool, but I think some can take it to a different level where it's like, didn't need that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on the inscription, like you said, but generally I'm in favor of them.
I have a theory.
Josh now likes auto cards.
Have you guys noticed there's lots and lots and lots more inscription cards lately?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So let's say you're at Upper Deck, and let's go back to our last couple of hot takes. And you can't teach Matthew Schaefer how to sign an adult autograph that doesn't look like scribbles. And you're like, what do we do? This is not good. These are bad. How can we fix this? One thing we can ask him to do is to write extra stuff on the card.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
really do. Because there are lots of inscription cards, and I'm in generally I like inscriptions. I do get your point, Louis. I think that not every inscription is created equal, that some are more awesome than others, but I do think that this is a specific strat. It's my conspiracy theory. I don't know if it's just I haven't talked to Upper Deck about this. I do think it's intentional, and I think that they're trying to compensate for the lower quality of autos.
Please don't. You could not. I'll stick on Jimmy Snuggerud. Just because it had an inscription on there isn't going to want me to still have that crap auto.
But it might for others, though. But I get your point.
Did you guys see the inscription, though, that was on Matthew Schaefer's jersey numbered flop card?
Yeah.
That was, I'm trying to find it. I can't remember what it was exactly, but I remember reading that and just going, oh my gosh, that is so awesome. Like, I freaking love that card because of, here it is. Here it is. He has it autoed, and then he says, most points 18-year-old D-man NHL history. How freaking awesome is that inscription?
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So I don't know. To me, I love the inscriptions. It just makes it cool. I like them.
Last one. It's freaking Paulie. In 3 years. Listen up, Dave. In 3 years, the 25-26 rookie class will be looked at like the 22-23 class is looked at now. The top rookie cards of now will have dropped in value and desire, just like what happened to Johnston, Beniers, Slavkovsky, etc. Guys like Schaefer will become a guy, but not the guy, to be chasing in the hobby anymore. Amen, brother.
I get what he's saying. But I think if you look at the draft, and I'll just talk about Matthew Schaefer for a second. I have the same sort of like long-term hobby concerns that he plays defense, how he he's not on like the greatest team ever. How is he going to produce this? But some people just have the it factor. Celebrini has the it factor. And apparently Matthew Schaefer does too, because he's at the draft. He does a little bit of player interviews. He announces the selection, and the whole world is like, oh my gosh, can you believe how good Matthew Schaefer is at talking and being at the draft? He's a better reporter than most reporters. He's just one of these people that has like the Q rating, they would call it, like the likability factor is off the charts.
Yep.
And he has it. And you compare him like on Paulie's to, it's befuddling how nobody cares about Wyatt Johnston.
Right.
If you're like, well, what are you talking about? Google Wyatt Johnston. Look at his season, every year of his career, how much he's produced in 4 years in the NHL. It's crazy. It's like, he's had like 25 or more goals in every season, and he had 40 goals last year, and nobody cares. And he might, I don't know him personally. He could be he seems like a good kid. He's not doesn't seem like a schmuck or anything. He just doesn't have it. And I don't know, what is it? I don't know what it is, but he doesn't have it.
Yep, I think you nailed it right on the head. They're players that have that it factor, and that's what people chase. And Schaefer has it. And so I don't see his cards taking in value. I see maybe other players in his. Okay, let's take Ivan Demidov. Very good player, huge prospect. People love him. He has hype, but he doesn't have the it, right? I've seen Demidov play in person, and he blew my mind. I thought he was the best player on the ice for both teams. And I think someone like him might fade a little bit in the background as people like Celebrini and Schaefer. And then you get, the hot new rookie chases that come in and kind of put, because think about Cole Caulfield. How much was Cole Caulfield looked at the chosen child? He scores 51 goals last year, and everyone's like, okay, he's good, but he doesn't have that it factor, right?
Yeah, and again, now it's becoming players it's more accepted to assert their personalities, and I'm going to give and I get it, it's a backhanded McDavid compliment, but it's how I feel. It actually is impressive to me how much of a following McDavid has what speaks to how great of a hockey player he is.
Yeah,
he has the least he is a minus in the personality. He's a minus in the it factor. He has negative it factor. He's there's nothing warm or magnetic or about his personality whatsoever. But he's just so good at hockey that can overcome that factor. But yeah, it's just having that sort of magnetism or whatever it is. And Schaefer has it. I'd say Ovechkin has it. Crosby's probably overcome that a little bit, right? He's not Mr. Personality either, but all right. Thank you everyone for your hot takes. Some really, really good ones. Love doing these, love having these conversations. And I'm sure we'll be back at some point in the next month with another round of Hobby Hot Takes. Slab Sharks is a Gong Show partner sponsor. Thankful for their support of our show. Current Slab Sharks weekly auction ends tonight. Tune in live on the Gong Show YouTube channel starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be hanging out, watching the key cards close in the auction. Hope to see you in the chat. Phil might be there if Canada gets power back. Sylvan too, and then Chandler is going to join us as well. So nice to have Baby Chan on the show again. And as far as the auction goes, you're going to want to head to slabsharks.com, mark your favorites, get your early bids in. If you're an American collector and you want an easy peasy way to sell your cards in the biggest, and I'm not lying, the biggest hockey auction there is, well, we got you. The Gong Show's partner, Slab Sharks, we're your official USA submission center, meaning all you have to do is ship your cards to us, and we'll get them into the auction for you. You just sign a form, box them up, send them to the Gong Show, and you're done. We handle the rest. And you get your cards, or if you get your cards to us by Tuesday, they'll be in that Thursday's auction. No work, no hassles, no worries. Plus, Slab Sharks now has USD payouts through the Wise app or ACH. So again, just making more and more improvements to make the service better for Americans. Canadians already know how good it is. Again, that's why it's the biggest eBay selling platform in Canada and the biggest hockey auction there is. So for complete consignment information, including payout rates, and to get the process started today, head to slabsharks.com. Hobby news!
Hobby news.
Hobby news.
Okay, so I saw something. It's been like hobby news boring for a few months, and maybe that's a good thing in the hobby. Probably is a good thing, not for hockey card journalists like us who thrive on the news. But I did find two things that I thought were worth mentioning. So last week via their Topps Now product through the NBA draft, Fanatics and Topps unveiled a new rookie card badge through Topps Now. And I actually think it's kind of a cool design. Like if you're judging graphic design for cleanness, impact, all that sort of stuff, I would give it high marks. And it got me thinking that aside from the most iconic rookie badge there is, of course, the Young Guns, as we know, Upper Deck doesn't really use rookie badges. And that's not that being different is a bad thing, But I wanted to throw it out there. Would you guys like to see Upper Deck use some sort of more of like an RC or rookie card badge on more rookie cards? Is it a wrinkle that you like on cards?
Is this a badge that's like, are you talking about like on their uniform or just?
Oh, yeah. Why don't you throw the picture up there, Louis? Because I actually have a picture of the full card.
Okay.
As well.
Yeah. That's what I want to see.
So just like how on Topps Baseball, how they have the RC logo, what Upper Deck or Topps has done, I'm sorry, in this case, is that they have reimagined. So on every rookie card and every product, you get that kind of consistent badge, which is an identifier to us that, here is a rookie card.
Mm-hmm. Got it. So yeah, my thing would be there are some cards where it is a rookie card technically because it came out in their rookie year, but there is no wording of rookie or RC anywhere on the card. And so it's one of those things, we always talk about where there's a story. Well, but this is their rookie card. This is I did. So yeah, I would love to see on every rookie card some kind of badge that identifies it as rookie. Of course, there are cards that have rookie written right on it. So
do you like the notion though of having one? Because I think like what Topps will do in this case is this same RC will be on every product, on every rookie card, right? So that so that you start to know that it's kind of like Topps has done in baseball, where they have the All-Star rookie and then they have the RC right on there, and they've had that since going back to when we were kids, right? Mm-hmm.
So yeah, because I guess the counter to that is people are like, I don't want that badge on every single one of my cards. It distracts or takes away, Maybe. So I could see how that could be a concern, but at the same time, I really do like knowing that a card is a rookie card, especially like let's just say you're trying to collect the bootleg set mm-hmm. and you have, 15 cards on the checklist, but the last, and then there's 3 more. So there's technically 18, but the last 3 are rookie cards. And it doesn't say anywhere on the card that is their rookie card. It's their, on the checklist. So it would be nice to have an identifier on there.
But like, well, let's say there was something similar to this on this basketball card. Could you make the argument that badge would sort of take away from the bootleg design at that point, or would it be
right? Because a lot of times the design works with the wording, and so they specifically do that. So if you have a very set standard, every single card has this, then I could see how that could not work on some of the cards. Like you have a PMG and you're like, this PMG looks great. And then they have this badge in the corner that kind of takes away from that, or from the red outburst, you have the badge that, is on top of the red outburst Young Guns card. Yeah. So I could see how that it kind of doesn't fit everything.
I like it. I would stamp it on everything.
Card or something.
You're a badge guy. Well, you were a baseball collector before a hockey collector, and did you like that about baseball cards?
Absolutely. Yep. It made the card stand out. You knew exactly what it was. You were always looking for it. It didn't matter what card it was on. I was never like, oh, that looks terrible on there, or oh, why'd they put that on that card? It takes away from it. I think an RC, some sort of cool RC badge, even on any of the Outburst Reds or something like that, would be cool.
The one thing that I would maybe be critical now on this design when you see it on the card is that the way that they did it with the logo man on there is it's pretty big, where my feeling of the baseball cards is the RC is a little bit smaller. And so maybe that the other reason, guys, why I wanted to show this card is that the scribble era does not just apply to hockey cards.
Yes.
Where you have first overall draft pick AJ DeBonsa for the Washington Wizards. I'll
take an AJ DeBonsa auto over Snugs any day.
Yeah, you're bitter about the Snugs thing, man. Sticking with you. I'm going to get him on the show. You can confront him.
Good.
Yes,
bring it.
Please do.
Okay. One more quick thing. I'm a sucker for these stories, so I just had to mention it. And this comes from Sports Collectors Daily. A Northern California man, well, it can't be Dave because he's Southern California.
Yeah, but I travel a lot.
Received 21 months in federal prison after pleading guilty to selling fake Willie Mays sports memorabilia. Daniel D'Amato, 42 years old, from Concord, California, pleaded guilty on December 8th. In addition to the 21 months in the clink, he'll get 3 years supervised release and has been ordered to pay almost $1.1 million in restitution to his victims. Prosecutors allege that between 2022 and 2024, D'Amato, who sells tickets and memorabilia for a living, doctored and gave false provenance to items to make them appear authentic for Willie Mays. Some of his quote-unquote sales were a baseball that D'Amato sold in 2023 that he falsely stated was used by Mays during the 1954 World Series. Another part of the complaint alleged that D'Amato sold the bat that he stated was game used by Mays, sold the bat for $100,000. It was later found to be an inch shorter than any bat Mays used during his career. Oops. The list goes on. There's like I think jerseys were forged and as well, and I think it's good to mention these. Somebody mentioned who was it in Hobby Hot Takes, like Stay Frosty. You definitely have to be very careful when you're participating in this hobby when it comes to memorabilia. And the story also got me thinking: what percentage of these people do you guys think actually get caught? Is it a high percentage or very, very low?
I wonder if it's just a matter of time type of thing. I feel like anyone can get away with a lot of things for a certain amount of time, but the more you do it, you can't go 10, 15 years. You're eventually going to get caught.
The more greedy they get, like, he was just selling Willie Mays signed baseballs.
Sure.
But to start to say, well, this is the ball that he did the basket catch with, right? It's like, at some point somebody's gonna count the dirt smudges on the ball and do like photo matching and prove that it's not it.
I just, maybe it's more of an optimistic thing that they eventually get caught, because I just, good on the legal system for, not going like, okay, blah, 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 house arrest, throw him in prison, man. This is money fraud. Like, this is big time. So I'm glad they're making this person pay the price for it. Cause you do stuff and mess with people and their hard-earned money. You should pay some time for that.
Yeah. Greed always gets you in the end.
Yeah.
I think it's also a good reminder and another reason of the importance of having good hobby friends and a good hobby social group, in that, like, when we all get excited, you need friends that know what you're talking about to slow you down. Like, if Dave, if you call me up and say, oh my God, this guy has a Wayne Gretzky game used jersey, the last one sold for $200,000, he's willing to sell it to me for 50 grand, I'm going to meet him at 4. I'm like, stop.
Yeah, let me come with you.
No, I'm just like, whoa.
He's like, stop, give me his number. Let me
hit the brakes, David. Hit the brakes. Like, because it happens to the best of us, right? We get excited about stuff, and all rational thought and whatever brain cells we have go out the window. And, so it's like, you wonder, like, the person that bought the $100,000 bat, if they had a friend to say, how much have you looked into this?
Yeah.
If you got $100,000 to throw down on a bat, though, I ain't gonna tell you not to.
I hate that argument. I really do.
I don't. If you have $100,000 to throw down on a bat, it's probably not that big of a deal to you.
But it's still.
The flip argument is that people that have $100,000 to spend on stuff like that, it's like people. It makes it seem like wealth is purely luck.
I didn't say luck.
But most people that I've met that are wealthy are very smart and incredibly careful with their money.
Sure.
Like, very, very careful with and good savers.
And they have a lot of money, so $100,000 probably not that big of a deal.
Well, yeah, to your point, if someone can spend $100,000 on a piece of memorabilia, then it's not going to bankrupt them or cause them. Right. But still, I'm glad that in this case, Josh, if you came to me and you were talking about something that you are going to make a purchase, and it's, always the adage, if it's too good to be true, generally it is. And so you got to be careful and not make those mistakes.
Well,
And
I've showed these before, my fake Michael Jordan autos.
There you go.
I had no hobby buddies to tell me don't be dumb. I mean, these were like $1,000 each, which really sucks, by the way. And again, it's not like the hugest amount of money, but yeah, I learned a lesson. Slow down. That was the... Okay, new product releases brought to you by Gongshow, friend and partner, GP Sport Cards and Total Sport Cards. Grant has some of the best prices in Canada on new releases. If you're in the box game,
I know him.
And his store is a huge inventory of products that you can choose from, either in shop in Etobicoke or online at totalsportcards.com. You can ship brand new releases anywhere in Canada, and products that are over 6 months old, I think he ships anywhere in the world. If you have a collection to sell too, hit Grant up at the shop or on Instagram and set up some time to chat about what you have. He's buying collections every single day and will take very good care of you. And then lastly, Grant from GP Sports will be breaking on Friday night, tomorrow night. Grab your spots at gpsportcards.com. My favorite thing to do, looking at early sales.
Yeah, buddy.
I count down the days. It's been 1 week since 2526 SP Authentic was released, so it's time to take an early peek into the secondary market, see what cards and players are resonating the most, creating some heat. We're going to take a look at the top 5 very early SPA sales, and as a reminder, of course, all sales made on eBay have been verified as paid for in Terapeak, so here we go. Kicking us off, boys, at number 5. Number 5 is a Matthew Schaefer Future Watch Auto out of $999. So for $2,100 US by eBay Best Offer on June 24th. I think this was the first sale, if my memory serves me correct.
Yeah, I believe so. Yep.
And the most paid to date for any
really?
Future Watch Auto out of $999 in the product.
Interesting. Okay.
I feel like he's trying on his auto. It's trending better. Not great.
He's changed it. His first autos from the first sets were worse. But you do get, it's one of those things. It's kind of like Ovi. Sometimes you get like a Schaefer auto where you're like, okay, that's not bad.
Right.
It's not bad.
All right.
But most of them look pretty scribbly.
At number 4, we have an Ivan Demidov Future Watch Auto Mystery Black. It's raw. Now, this is probably the best Demidov auto I've ever seen. His autos have been hideous and terrible. So maybe there is sort of the drums being beat by Upper Deck to
maybe
take a little bit more time. Well, this sold for $2,200 US by eBay Best Offer on June 29th. I really like the design of these horizontal Future Watch Mystery Blacks this year. Lots of space for the auto. And I think part of that, too, is space. Like, I've noticed with these rookies and the first products that come out, like on artifacts and on stickers, like they're really struggling on stickers to sign anything that looks good.
Yep.
That might be the only leeway that I will give is on a sticker. Okay? But I'm going to show this on camera. I'm sorry if you guys listening can't see this, but I have to. We're going here. Tell me there's not enough space and you can't get it into that white spot. Okay? All right. Now hold on.
Yeah, it's a scribble. It's not enough.
Well, you
so much space
scribbled your name way over in the other side there too. I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least if you're going to scribble in the center. That's what Louis wants.
Yes.
He wants centered shields
and
centered
scribbles
in the middle of the autograph window. Come on, people.
Flock of seagulls down the middle. All right.
Number 3, we have our first flop. Matthew Schaefer Future Watch Auto Patch out of 100. So for $2,606 US via eBay auction on June 28th. A little bit of I won't call it a boring patch, but a
patch
average, below average.
But this auto is better than his Future Watch auto.
Yep. And he's got his number on there, so they're trying. Yep. Props to the boys for trying. We have another flop at number 2, and the difference here is definitely the patch. It's a Michael Misa Future Watch Auto patch out of 100. So for $3,000 even Steven US dollars via eBay Best Offer on June 26th. That's I don't know how you get much better. I mean, you don't have any teal in it, but
yeah. but you got
Nice
the
card.
shark teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's a good looking one.
That's cool.
And then number one so far, the high selling SP Authentic card to date is a Matthew Schaefer Sign of the Times Rookie is Black. These are numbered out of 25. It's raw, sold for $7,254 on June 28th via eBay Best Offer. It does include an inscription. We are just talking about that. Iceman. So does that make like Demidov Maverick and Seneca Goose then, or are we going Top Gun with the bit here?
Maybe.
What does Iceman mean?
I don't know.
I
Come on, dude.
I like everything about this card except for the pen.
Exactly.
The pen's too thick.
Too thick. Yeah.
It's too thick. The Iceman is a little streaky, like a little thinner pen, and get that in that window looking nice and sharp. But just, yeah, it's a tough one for me.
Well, that's your highest selling SP Authentic card. $7,000 is a lot for out of 25 rookie auto. And again, I think we're going to see more and more inscriptions. It just feels like they're popping up everywhere now. Overall thoughts on early SPA buzz? What do you guys, now that the product's a week old?
Go ahead.
I think that I've already said it. I think a lot of people are asking for retooling. We love the Future Watch autos and the FWAPs and the autograph content that's in there. It just needs an overhaul in some ways, some form of something different. Give it a little fresh take on it. That's my opinion. We'll let Upper Deck figure that out because they are the experts. I am not an expert.
I think in the next week or two, it'll be really interesting to see the secondary market sales, because now we're going to have like a Slab Sharks auction, a full cycle since the release, and bigger cards, more boxes are getting open, bigger cards are getting pulled, and it'll be really fascinating to see what ends up coming out of these or going for a lot of money, I guess.
I dig this product simply because I'm a Sign of the Times guy. So
Sign of the Times are awesome cards. I cannot agree with you more.
I love the design this year for Sign of the Times, by the way.
Me too.
Which one do you like better, vertical or horizontal?
I like the vertical version. I don't know. It's just fresh.
Looks good.
I like it. I like it a lot.
All right, personal pickups. We're going to start with Dave today. You got, looks like 3.
Yeah. 2 of them are going. Okay. So yeah, here's the first one going to my bootleg set. So I'm getting closer and closer to completing the set. So I picked up the Jack Eichel. These are, I don't know. As far as inserts, this set has just really spoke to me.
You love it.
It did help. I do have a little bit of a love for it because the first box that I opened, I did pull the Ovechkin bootleg card. And I feel like if I didn't pull that card, would I love these cards as much? I don't know. But I absolutely love these.
I love Phil's narrative that I hate these cards. I find that very funny, which I've never said.
Oh, he thinks it's hilarious that you like the wax on more than the bootleg cards. That's his big. That's his big thing. So
yeah, he says I run bits into the ground.
Yeah,
for the record,
we all do. Okay, and so here's the second one. This is the Jack Hughes bootleg card. I'm really hoping to complete this set. Oh, and I also have another one on the way that you'll see next week. But I'm really hoping to complete this set before they come out with Series 1.
How many are there?
Next year, because I believe there's 18. So there's 15 non-rookies and 3 rookies.
How many do you have left?
So, I don't know. I want to say like maybe 6 or 7. Maybe I have, actually, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 left. 2 of them are rookies.
Ah, boy.
Well, Dave,
So,
I mean, now you're a retired man on a fixed income. I don't know.
Yeah. I know. That's why we got to complete this quickly. And then my last one is the 20 from the new extended, the retro Young Gun red outburst, not outburst red, but the red outburst of Drew Doughty. So this card was actually pulled by my good friend Art from Burbank, who's Artem. And he pulled this card and sold it to me. And then I had someone reach out which I actually like the design even better, just because this Young Guns design, I'm not a big fan of this Young Guns design, but I did just get the Team Canada red outburst of Drew Doughty. So I'm going to pair these two together. They'll go on my top loader binder next to each other.
That didn't take long to spill the beans. He couldn't even wait till next Friday to show us.
I know, but you'll see it next time. I don't have a picture of it yet because I don't have it.
Josh, you're up.
Oh, you don't got anything, huh? Okay. I have one card to show. It's a 2013-14 Panini Select Ovi Silver Prism PSA 10. And yeah, I like it. It's very refracting.
Josh likes it. It was pressed, cleaned, ironed out, and made a PSA 10. He loves this card.
Victoria took care of it for me.
And no more
That's
tobacco
right.
poop.
And
Victoria,
then Anthony
Victoria
Ubered
knows
and
the
picked
guy. She knows the guy, and he fixed it up for him.
And then Anthony Ubered and picked it up.
Yeah.
Yes, he sent the Uber.
He's not happy that came out. That was funny.
Oh.
All right, David, what shows are you seeing in Las Vegas?
We got a couple of Circus Soleil shows, and
Nice.
We're gonna go see. I don't know. You may judge me for this, but we're gonna go see Magic Mike together. It'll be super fun. So I'm actually looking forward to that show probably more than the other ones.
All right. Well, we'll get a full report of Magic
Yeah,
Mike
I'll give you the full report. The full
from California Dave. If you like the episode, please leave a rating review on Apple, Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen to us on. If you love the show, you want to support us, want to chat with us on the Hockey Cards Gong Show Discord server, please consider a $5 donation. Join our $9.99 support level tier on Patreon. Link is in the show description, our Instagram profile, TikTok, on our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, or on Patreon's website, patreon.com. All you got to do is search for us. We are the Hockey Cards Gong Show. Follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And boys, the Hockey Cards Gong Show podcast is a production of Dollar Box Ventures LLC. Have an awesome weekend. Happy Canada Day. Happy 4th of July. Happy whatever country day you live in. Yay. Go America. Baba Louie, take us out.
Bye.
Yo, it's the Gong Show. We're dropping the facts. Hockey cards on fire. No holding us back. Josh looking sharp, the face of the scene. Feeling pork chop pants, rocking it clean. Baba Louie in the booth, he's the man with the plan. The best producer in all the land. Gong Show Nation, let's hit the flow. It's the Hockey Cards Gong Show. Let's go, let's go. Wanna say them in the show. So now I know why tigers eat their young.